To Walt Whitman's lover. Whoever you may be, holding him now in hand, know that he loves you. Know that he sees in you the stars, the galaxies, the cosmos. When you look upon him, he is content. He is happy. You are his comrade and his friend. He is to see to it that he does not lose you. Walt Whitman is known for his love for all. He is known for his passion and his compassion, and it bleeds into nearly every aspect of his writing. He writes to the president the same as he does a prostitute, for all are equal in his eyes. However, there is one love in Whitman's life that surpasses any other, even the one he feels for the cumulative all. If you trace Whitman's writing throughout the years, there's much talk of a love for camaraderie and for friendship. Here and there, he even references a love he has for a woman. However, there is never, not once, a love like the one described in his unpublished manuscript collection, Live Oak with Moss. Although written sometime near or during 1959, the same time Whitman was writing a new version of Leaves of Grass, the Live Oak with Moss collection never quite made it to print. Instead, Whitman chose to use select poems from the collection and interweave them among his Calamus cluster. There is much speculation over why he made this decision, and though there is no specific answer, the collection does something no other does. It tells a love story. And specifically, it tells one between Whitman and another man. Though he's known for being extremely open, Whitman also kept a great deal of his personal life secret. Therefore, there's quite little we know about any actual romantic relationship he had. Luckily, we are not entirely in the dark, however. Walt Whitman lived with a man named Fred Vaughn in 1860, the same time he was writing the Calamus Cluster. During their relationship, the two shared multiple letter correspondences, all with a similar cadence. There was a deep, deep connection between the two, and the desire for them to see each other only grows stronger as time passes. Specifically, Fred always seems to speak with an urgency to see Walt. While they were not living together, Fred often wrote of his desire to see the poet again. His concluding ends from his letters tend to have the same tone. For example, he ends a March 1860 letter with, "If you come on here this week, be sure and make it your business to call and see me. Do not neglect it, please, Walt, for I want to see you so very much." Another, "Write me a good long letter, Walt, as I am anxious to hear from you." Fred even speaks of their love, of their friendship, in another. "What do you think of them setting you and myself, and one or two others we know, up in some public place with an immense placard on our breast reading, 'Sincere Friends'?" Alas, he was not afraid to show the friendship or the love that he had for Whitman. However, though the collection speaks largely of a long and urgent, a desirable and passionate love, it also speaks of a great heartbreak. Let's refer to one of the poems from the Live Oak with Moss collection. "Who, pensive, away from one he loved, often lay sleepless and dissatisfied at night, who, dreading lest the one he loved might after all be indifferent to him, felt sick. Oh, sick, sick." Though Whitman gives us no definitive reason for the parting of lovers, there are allusions to Fred's letters that find themselves answering some of the pain the poet feels. For example, "Soon I found in him the arms of another." Further, in the 1860 letter Vaughn writes to Whitman, he speaks of an endeavor he takes with another man. "Bob and I had quite a long walk together in Central Park late Sunday. We talked much of you, and in anticipation had some long strolls together in the park this summer." Whitman directly writes in response to this, stating that he saw, indeed, his lover in the arms of another. Whitman's hurt and pain is further exemplified in his lack of response to Fred. On 3 occasions, Vaughn requests Whitman's poetry, but to no avail. Though the timeline is not certain, it is very possible that Whitman was indeed writing Live Oak with Moss during this time and didn't want Fred to read his personal thoughts. We also know that this relationship did not end well. Fred was a drunk, and with Whitman's upbringing, this was a particular point of contempt for the poet. As he states in reference to Fred following a meeting in 1870, Walt says, The poor man has ruined himself to drink. Whatever came of the relationship did so with lasting ties. Fred Vaughn, decades after the Live Oak with Moss collection was formed, is quoted saying the following of the great poet: "There's never a day passes but what I think of you. My love, my Walt, is with you always." Despite much being left to interpretation, we know that there was an undeniable love shared between Fred Vaughn and Walt Whitman. And if this love did exist with the same passion and the same fervor as their letter correspondences assume, would it not be too far stretched to say that the deep, the definitive love, the one that caused him so much pain he could not share it with the world, was that between him and his friend, his lover, Fred Vaughn?